Hi, my name's Shawn Branch, and about a year ago in 2023, I joined the ASBE board. And my journey towards coming on the board has been a little bit different. I came to faith as a teenager, uh, and my church connection was the Anglican Church. And so growing up in New Brunswick, my family wasn't one that went to church as a child. I have a handful of memories of going as a kid, but that was it. And then when I hit around 12, we moved to a different city and getting connected with new people and school and all that, and got invited to the youth group, which was how I ended up going to church because people I went to school with were there. And so that was a whole new interesting dynamic of learning what it means to be at church and all that. Um, but one of the things that was always present at the congregation I was at, it was a large congregation here in Fredericton at the time, and um, big leadership team back in the mid 90s, and women were always part of the leadership team at the church. And so for us, it was always very natural. The vast majority of our youth leaders at the time were female. Um, and we had, over the course of the time that I was there was at least two of the assistants who were female and ordained and had very recognized and supported ministry and leadership in the church. Um, One of the things I did kind of realize over time was evidently there had been some, not everyone felt the same kind of warmth and open to that equality in leadership. But for me, it's always just made sense that if God is calling his people to serve in various ways, some of us, we're all called, but some of us are called into leadership. And so, why, to me, it's always just made sense. Why wouldn't God call men and women into leadership roles? And I will admit that when I began my journey towards um, formalized ministry, licensed ministry in the church, um, I did go through a season of questioning, are those select verses that we all kind of pick and choose from the New Testament about women in leadership, do they make sense? Is there much validity? And for me, my own journey involved talking with people who were on both sides. Um, and at the end of the day, my own reflection, my own research, and for me, it was spending time with the Spirit and seeing the Spirit doesn't um, pick and choose who is blessed with gifts of leadership. That there's no differentiating between gender, and it's a real gift, I think, for congregations to have that equality of genders in leadership. And I think it really adds to the conversation, it adds to the ministry, it adds to what we're able to do. Um, and I think it's a real gift for those of us in church leadership to be able to um, sit with one another and hear from different perspectives. And the more voices around the table, the more we can learn from one another and discern what the Spirit's doing. So, um, while at the same time, I can appreciate those who are still holding to an understanding that it is a male centric role of leadership. Um, I also really value and admire those who are willing to say, uh, I'm willing to sit and hear what the Spirit is doing and to be open to changing perspectives. And so, those who are in that place, I think it's a real gift to be able to um, help shape our thoughts and how we live that out. And I think that's one of the gifts that ASBE has to the wider church, particularly here, obviously in the Atlantic, um, to be able to provide those resources to help challenge, because we need to be challenged as leaders in the church, but also to journey with those who are finding that voice and recognizing that not there isn't that equality across the board between leaderships across our denominations. And so that's one of the reasons I'm excited to be part of ASBE, to help shape that, to help encourage that, and to help see how that ministry and mission continues to unfold.